Hello, lost souls. My name is Nyla, and I will be your guide through the abyss. Today's video was, helped, well, given to me by spirit, by my spirit guides, by my spirit team, and um, it also comes from, drawing from a deck called, Wisdom of the Oracle, and the card is Time to Let Go, right? So, there will be a specific moment um in your journey through the awakening where people and content, um you'll have learned everything that you need to know from those people, from that content, and it's best not to linger around any longer because you will end up overstaying your welcome, and it will be very obvious to you because you'll start seeing things that you don't agree with those content creators and those videos, those you know, whatever it is. You will start to see cracks. You will start to see things that don't align with who you are and where you're going, and you will know then that you have learned everything that you can from those people, from that content. And and this extends further into your life and the things around you. What do you have right now that you need to let go of, right? What do you have that served its purpose that you're hanging on to that you no longer need, right? Whether that's mentally, whether that's emotionally, whether or physical items. Um, what are you holding on to from the past? What are you holding on to from uh in future tense, what are you anxious about, What are you holding on to that's not serving you right now, right? Yeah. What is it? What are we holding on to too tightly? I know that in my experience right now, there's a channel that I talked about in a couple of videos that I had to let go of because, even though I somewhat liked them, there was some things said in the videos that really didn't align with me, really didn't align with what I believed, what I would like to be sharing or supporting. So even though it was helpful to me, I had reached a point where I had learned everything that I could learn from that specific channel at that specific time, and I chose to move on um, because it didn't serve me to be there anymore. Me being there would have just caused more problems because it would have eventually ended in me being an ego, um, getting angry, getting upset. So me being there was just not going to serve anyone. And so I left it behind, right? I moved on. And there are going to be lots and lots of situations along your awakened journey that where this happens. it will happen very often. It will happen with friends, it will happen with certain family members. There'll be a lot of that. And you'll have to learn to let those people go because they're no longer serving you. They're no longer, there's nothing you can learn from them. The only reason you're keeping them around is because society has implanted in your brain that you're supposed to keep those people around, right? Especially when it comes to family. Friendships, not so much, but there is the idea uh of working through things with friendships, not just immediately walking away. But I would say differently. I would say if your friendships are not working out and you know they're not working out and you put in what little effort, you have to try to make things work out. I mean, you don't have to go through massive amounts of effort to figure out whether or not these people are willing to compromise with you and work things through. They will let you know pretty quickly whether or not they are willing to work things out. Um, you don't have to go to great lengths to figure that out. Um, so I would say, let those people go. Let them go do what they do. Let them figure their lives out on their own. Let them go through their awakening journey. And maybe it's possible they might come back to you completely changed, you know? And they might want to work things out or they might want to apologize for the way that they were. I've had that happen several times. People come back from past from the past uh, and from conflicts that happened in the past and they apologized. Most of them said that, I was right, which, you know, having studied and really observed people for a very long time, um, which is what I do often because I come from an abusive past, right, with family, with a specific family member who is no longer in the family. But yeah, so observing and researching and keeping my eye on people's attitudes and their body language and all of this stuff, specific words that they say or words that they type out online. I pay close attention to it and I observe the patterns so much so that I can really tell when people are being genuine, when they're starting to get upset, when they're trying to manipulate me, when they're trying to, you know, do whatever they're doing. I can usually see it before it happens, long before it happens. And a lot of other people can't see that. So a lot of them, don't exactly like me when I point those things out. So, you know, just gotta let those people go. I got to let them figure it out. Even though, I try my best to keep them from having to learn the hard way. Sometimes you have to let people learn the hard way, you know. And when it comes to the card time to go, this might also be, it might be time to move, you know. Might be time to move out of the family's house, right? Might be time to move to another state. Might be time to move to another country. It might be time for you to move house, you know? Might be time for you to just get up and go somewhere, you know? Not be so cooped up, you know? There are a lot of different things for time to go, you know? And which one is it for you? Listen to your intuition. Really let your crown and your heart chakra tell you what exactly time to go means for you, right? Let it tell you that. And then when you figure it out, go do it. Whatever it is, go do it. Don't think about it. Thinking about it will lead to a lot of what ifs. And then you won't do it. The what ifs always get you. The what ifs lead to anxiety. Anxiety leads to fear. Fear leads to jumping back into the comfort zone, right? It's all one big cycle. And it's not good. So don't think about it. When you figure it out, make a plan and go do it. Regardless of whatever it is, go do it. If you have to clean house, if you gotta get up and take a shower, go out to the car, go find yourself, a hiking trail, whatever it is, it's time to do it. And it's time to go. It's time to get up and go. It's time to get up and move. It's time to get up and really um, activate those energies, right? Let the let source energy move through you. Let source energy tell you where to go. Let source energy flow through yourself. Let it let it really make a difference, right? Let it make the changes. Let it make the changes that you need right now. And don't shy away from doing what you have to do because you know because the mind and the ego really will try to hold you back from doing what's best for yourself. It will try to hold you in that state, in the state that you are mentally, physically, emotionally, wherever you are. The ego will try to hold you still. It will try to keep you stagnant, and it will try to keep you in a state of mind that says that you can't do that. You can't get rid of this. You can't remove those people from your life because they're too important, right? They're too important. Those things are too important. Are they really? Are they? I mean, are they? Ask yourself. Do those people really support you the way that they're supposed to? Are those things really as important as you think they are? Do you really need them? Do you really need to stay? Do you really need to keep living where you're living? Do you really need to keep yourself cooped up in your room? Is your mind telling you that you have to stay here? Do you have some kind of depression? No, I have issues with depression every now and then, right? Because of my dysphoria as a trans person. Uh, I know that uh, depression can be very difficult, can be very, very difficult. But depression is one of those things that is an illusion of the mind. It's it's a part of the system that keeps you stuck where you are. And I know that a lot of you don't are not going to like the sound of calling depression an illusion. I know that I know that you guys have done all the research, the scientific research and all of that, and I know I've done the research myself, and I know what it says about depression, right? I know how that is. But it really is an illusion of the mind. It is your mind telling you that you are depressed. And as much as people are not going to like to hear this, you can choose to be happy. You can choose to not be depressed. Because how else do people end up in therapy when they're depressed? They choose to go and be happy. They choose to go and work on themselves to be happy. You make that choice. So you have the option to be happy. Even if that's, just going to a therapist. You still have the option to be happy. And, you know, while I do very much recommend the therapist for those of you who are in the awakening, we know that you don't need a therapist to work on yourself. Um, there are plenty of practices outside of therapy that do work. Um, and those of you who know will know. Well, those of you who know. You know who you are. But I'm not going to really hammer that onto those of you who have clinical depression or and things like that. I'm not going to hammer that like a nail into your head, right? Because I know that the system has created a bubble around this idea that depression can be for the rest of your life. And I know that it's hard to escape that mindset once the system has told you that it is what it is, right? It can be very hard to escape the mindset. And I'm not going to judge anybody who thinks logically, who goes into the logical mindset, right? I've been there myself plenty of times, and I know what that's like, and I know how that mindset works. So I'm not going to try to convince you that that it that you're wrong. I'm not going to try to convince you that you're wrong. You are where you are in your life right now, and eventually all of us will come to the understanding that the mind is an illusion, that these mental disorders are an illusion, that we're all different. We're all different. We all think, feel, and act differently. So, what really makes somebody else mentally ill, and what makes somebody, typical, normal? What is normal? What really is normal? You know, who determines what is normal when we are all completely different? When we all have our own quirks and, just differences? Who determines that? And how do they determine it? Makes you really think, right? How did we get here? How did we get to a point where we started putting labels on what is and is not normal? And why do we put labels on what is and is not normal? What purpose does it really serve other than to sell you some kind of medication, which is what big pharma does best, right? They advertise and sell they advertise and sell drugs to you. Drugs that you really don't know, that you really have no idea what they're doing to you mentally or physically. You really don't have have a single clue what those drugs are doing to you. And yet big pharmaceutical, the doctors and big pharma are selling these drugs to you and you accept it without ever questioning it. The doctor says, well, I can give you this, and you just, okay. And maybe it works for a little while. I know for depression that, after a certain point, you have to switch medications because your body because your body builds up a tolerance to it. You either have to switch medications or you have to up it. And who knows how who knows what those drugs are really doing to the chemicals in your head, right? Could be doing all kinds of weird stuff. So why do we just accept that? You know, why do we just accept it? But yeah, I think that was a really good talk. I think we got into some really good stuff. We got in deep, right? We dug in deep. We went into the abyss. We went deep into the abyss, right? So, as I did use the wisdom of the oracle deck for this video, I think it's only right that we use the wisdom of the oracle deck for today's reading, right? Let's see what the collective should work on today, right? Wisdom and guidance for the collective, please, Spirit. Wisdom and guidance. Give them Sorry, my head's a little bit scrambled today. Wisdom and guidance for the collective. Let Give them guidance for what they should be working on today. Please and thank you, Spirit. Also, Mother Hekate, Mother Hekate, your wisdom and guidance is always welcome in these readings. You are invited to give your wisdom on this reading in particular, in every reading going forward. We are always happy to have you here and experience your wisdom, your love, your guidance. Thank you. Blessed be. Alright, let's shuffle these cards and see what Spirit and the Mother Hekate has to say for what you should be working on. What we all should be working on right now, right? Not just not just all of you, but me myself as well. Cards are really hard to shuffle because they're kind of thick, as you can see. but we will get it done nonetheless. See what comes up. Deep knowing. Right? Deep knowing. Deep knowing. That deep knowing of when it's time to go, right? All right, let's look this up in a book and see what it has to say. Right? Deep knowing. Essential meetings. Intuition, listening, the oracle within, empathy, hypersensitivity, the oracle's message. Intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into a dialogue with Source, the consciousness that you are a part of but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate their journeys, to access their inner guidance. Know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. This deep knowing allows you to open the door to wisdom far greater than what is available in the limitations of human experience. You're given information that may make no sense whatsoever to the logical mind or five senses, but which is 100% correct and true. The trick is to listen and then to act accordingly. You are now invited into this sacred dialogue of deep knowing, so tune in and trust your vibes. They will be right. Ask and you will receive answers from unusual sources. Right? That's spirit telling you. Listen to your instincts. You know, you have the ability to speak with source, and they will tell you what you need to know and what you need to leave behind, right? When it's time to leave it behind. But yeah, that will be it for today's video. I know I did a lot of rambling. I probably repeated myself 100 different times in 100 different ways. Um, but if you did enjoy today's video, please leave a like down below. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Give me your opinion, your thoughts, whatever that may be. And yeah, I will see you guys all in the next video.